There we go. Could you recommend simple exercises to activate the FVF safely for vocal distortion effect? Okay, so FVF, you're talking about false vocal fold or vestibular ligament. Yeah, so that's cool. We're definitely going to have a live stream coming up on vocal effects.
Good. We need more people talking about it. So first of all, is to realize that every person's different. Some people have larger ventricular folds than others. I don't happen to have really big ones. Mine are actually pretty small. When I was getting scoped out at the National Center for Voice and Speech, they said, well, that's probably why you have so much natural inside of your voice, is because of your structure in there, right? Other people have large folds that they can actually bring together and vibrate while they're phonating a pitch underneath.
Yeah.
So we got to allow for some anatomical variations. Otherwise, you are bringing together and kind of constricting that throat a little bit. So you need to be in control of it. You need to be able to do a ha 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 where everything's out of the way, and goog goog goog, which things come in. And when you're going for that vocal distortion, it's going to have more of that goog spot in it. Goog 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 is a narrowing. Then in that narrowing, we can then start to blow air and get things to move, right? Is bringing all those things together through some constriction. You can draw that tongue back a little bit as if you're saying red. This is my friend Edry Main's Weekly. She uses red as a way to get it. Red. Brings back that epiglottis a little bit. We can think of that uvula shaking around a little bit like the French do their R's, that, and we can get vocal distortion sounds that way as well. One thing that helps some people is to gargle. So you take a little bit of water. You're going to feel that narrowing because your body's narrowing to keep that the water from going down your throat. And then you take that. And then we can put that sound with that. All right? And then to be aware that those are those false vocal fold distortions, but there's also fry distortions. And I don't know, as long as I've been talking, if I'm going to be able to do one right now. I usually have to warm up into them after a long day of teaching. But it's essentially we get on that light edge of the fold. And we get onto that light edge. Right?
Yeah.
And so if you can, again, if you've been trained to have your folds be really thick, like I trained as an opera singer for years. It took me a while to get my folds to do that because they're already really bulked up from years of doing that. But for beginning singers, they can oftentimes find that place pretty darn easy.
Yeah.
Just finding that, ow!
It's true. It's true. Yeah, the false vocal folds there. One thing I'd just like to point out, because I do teach a lot of this as well, is that we're giving you some various tricks because the experience is that they don't all work equally well for different people. And some it will actually cause you to go to cough or experience pain. And then what do we do? And this is what you should do if you are trying some tricks out that you see on YouTube. If you're having pain or you cough, stop. It was wrong. That might not be the trick for you. Give it a try, 3 to 5 times, easy going. Don't be afraid to try things out. You're not going to ruin your voice by having one coughing episode. But certain things just work better for different people. Another one that works for some people really well and others it doesn't is just take a nice twang. Let's see if I can do this on you can usually use it on any pitch. I'm going to try. It usually works a little bit easier for most people, a little higher. Let's like an E up there and on an A. And we're going to just take the twang and narrow it until you feel that there's a spot where it stops. Almost like it stops. And instead of stopping, move right through it. And I have to say, in the beginning when I used this trick, it did not work for me. I had to find it first because what happened to me was because like you, I had a lot of classical musical theater training. That's what I performed in. So it would just close. But it's like you get there and you keep moving. Sometimes it helps to think about adding a little air or add a little movement. Or just think of that little pedal going further. So there's that little spot right there. That
I love it.
Could be a fun trick.
That's cool. I've never seen anybody do it like that. I like that. Yeah, and like Philippe's saying, it's all about finding what works for you. So experiment.
Yeah, fantastic. And I like those ideas that you shared too, Matt.